I had been planning this for weeks, carefully, quietly, with a nervous excitement that refused to leave me. David's birthday was approaching, and this year, I wanted it to be different, something unforgettable, something that would show him just how much he meant to me. It wasn't just another celebration. This was a chance to create a memory that would stay with him forever. David, my husband, had always been the calm, steady presence in our lives. 40 years of age, grounded, reliable, with a heart that cared for everyone but rarely paused for himself. Life had been busy. Work, family, bills. But I could see the stress etched in the faint lines around his eyes, the slight slump at his shoulders, the way he laughed a little less than he used to. I wanted to remind him, on this special day, that he was loved, cherished, and seen. The planning wasn't simple. Every detail mattered. From selecting the perfect gift, one that carried more meaning than material value, to orchestrating the setting without him noticing. I moved stealthily through the house, hiding little clues, preparing small distractions, and ensuring he remained blissfully unaware. Even the timing had to be perfect. David always arrived home precisely at 6:30, never early, never late. I thought of how he would react. Would he laugh? Would he cry? My heart raced at the thought of his eyes lighting up, at the possibility of hearing him gasp in surprise. And yet a small, nagging worry lingered. What if it wasn't enough? What if he didn't feel the depth of what I was trying to express? I pushed the thought away. I had to trust my instincts, trust my love, and trust that the gift, carefully, intentionally chosen, would speak louder than words ever could. For days, I had rehearsed the small gestures, the subtle hints I would drop to pique his curiosity. Every evening, I imagined the scenario, the candles flickering, the room softly lit, the moment when he would walk in, completely unsuspecting, and see the surprise laid out before him. The anticipation built in my chest, a delicious, nerve-wracking tension that made each passing hour feel simultaneously endless and fleeting. Finally, the evening arrived. I moved quickly yet cautiously, ensuring everything was in place. Candles lit, music softly humming in the background, little touches placed meticulously around the room. I took a deep breath, smoothing my dress, steadying my hands, and listening for the sound of his arrival. My heart pounded louder than the ticking clock. Every beat a reminder that soon the moment of truth would arrive. And then I heard it. The familiar creak of the front door, the soft shuffle of his feet across the hallway. I froze, letting the suspense swell in the room, letting the anticipation hang thickly in the air. He had no idea what awaited him, and that was exactly how it needed to be. This was the moment I'd been waiting for, the culmination of weeks of planning, of careful preparation, of love and anticipation wrapped into one unforgettable evening that David's footsteps grew closer, each one echoing softly in the hallway, pulling me deeper into a mix of excitement and nerves. He had no idea what awaited him. I could feel my pulse quicken, my palms slightly damp as I adjusted the final details. The music I had chosen, a soft, melodic tune that always reminded us of our early days together, played faintly in the background. Candles flickered gently, casting a warm glow, shadows dancing on the walls. Everything had to be perfect. When David stepped into the living room, I noticed immediately how his expression changed. Confusion first, curiosity next, and then a subtle glimmer of anticipation. His eyes flicked from the carefully arranged candles to the small, beautifully wrapped box on the coffee table, then back to me. "Emily, what's all this?" he asked, his voice calm but tinged with surprise. I smiled softly, trying to contain the excitement that threatened to spill over. I let him take in the scene, watching his mind work through the clues I had laid out. The little hints I had dropped over the past week, casual mentions of memories, small gestures pointing toward the day's significance, had worked perfectly. His brow furrowed slightly as he pieced things together, and I felt a swell of satisfaction. The suspense, the build-up, every careful step I had taken was culminating in this very moment. I stepped closer, my voice gentle, carrying just enough warmth to hint at the depth of what I had planned. "David, I wanted this birthday to be special. Not just a celebration, but a reminder of us, of all the moments that make our life together extraordinary." He blinked, absorbing my words, a faint smile tugging at his lips. I could see the mixture of emotion brewing behind his eyes. Curiosity, anticipation, and an underlying touch of awe. The air between us felt charged, heavy with unspoken possibilities. I could feel his heartbeat through the thin space between us, a steady rhythm that mirrored my own racing pulse. He took a cautious step closer to the table, fingers hovering over the gift, and I felt that instant of hesitation, the perfect balance of wonder and suspense. "Emily, this is," he began, searching for words. His voice faltered slightly as he looked at me, realization dawning that this wasn't just another birthday surprise. This was something meticulously crafted, a moment that had been building for weeks, a labor of love wrapped in secrecy and careful anticipation. I let the silence stretch for just a heartbeat longer, letting the tension swell, allowing him to fully absorb the anticipation before revealing the next layer of surprise. Every detail, every flickering candle, every soft note of music had been designed to lead to this climax. David's eyes were wide now, glimmering with emotion, curiosity, and a hint of nervous excitement. The moment was almost tangible, suspended in time, the perfect culmination of planning, love, and anticipation. He had no idea what was about to unfold, but he was about to experience a birthday he would never forget. I took a deep breath and stepped closer to David, letting him take in the last lingering details. The soft glow of the candles, the gentle music filling the room, the small, exquisitely wrapped box sitting in the center of the table. I could see his curiosity turning into a mix of awe and anticipation. His fingers hovered over the gift, and I felt the tension in the room peak. The moment I had been waiting for. "Go ahead," I whispered softly, a smile tugging at my lips. "Open it." David carefully lifted the lid, revealing a hand-bound scrapbook filled with memories. Photos of trips we had taken, little mementos from the early days of our relationship, and notes I had written, each one a reflection of a moment, a feeling, a memory we had shared. His eyes widened, a visible tremor of emotion running across his features as he flipped through the pages, each one telling a story only we understood. He paused at a note I had left on the last page, written with trembling hands. "Every day with you is a gift. Happy birthday, my love. Here's to us and all the moments yet to come." I watched as his eyes glistened with tears, the smile spreading across his face, the most beautiful expression I had ever seen. David looked up at me, a mix of astonishment and profound emotion in his gaze. "Emily, I don't even know what to say," he murmured, his voice thick with feeling. I shook my head gently, letting him absorb the moment. "You don't have to say anything. Just know that this is all for you," I replied, my voice soft but filled with love. He pulled me into an embrace, the warmth of his arms grounding me, the emotion between us palpable. This is incredible. I feel so loved. "I feel like I've been reminded of everything that matters," he said, his words tumbling out as he held me close. The tension that filled the room moments ago dissolved into laughter, tears, and a shared joy that felt both intimate and boundless. We spent the next hour sitting together, flipping through the scrapbook, reliving each memory, each shared laugh, each quiet, tender moment. David's initial disbelief slowly melted into gratitude, then awe, and finally into that pure, heartfelt appreciation that made all the preparation worth it. The gift was more than just pages and photos. It was a tangible representation of our life together, a symbol of love, dedication, and thoughtfulness. By the end of the night, David was speechless, smiling through tears, and I felt a profound satisfaction in knowing that my planning, my anticipation, and my love had created something truly unforgettable. His birthday was no longer just a date on a calendar. It had become a memory etched into our hearts forever, a perfect culmination of love, effort, and emotional connection. As we held each other in the soft candlelight, I knew one thing with certainty. Moments like this, carefully crafted and shared, are what make life extraordinary. And for David, this birthday will remain unforgettable, a testament to love, thoughtfulness, and the power of truly seeing someone you care about.